Hello and welcome to the Political Pulse. This is Charulata Biswas. Today we will dive into details of the Ma Kali poster row that has triggered a controversy. And at the center of this controversy are two people. One, the documentary filmmaker who is now facing FIRs in Delhi, Bhopal, and two other places. And the other one is Mahua Moitra. Now she's in the headlines for her stand on the Kali poster. Let's invite our senior correspondent, Saurav Roy Burman, who is here with us to give us all the details about the story. Welcome, Saurav.
Hello.
So, Saurav, now this poster row has really triggered a lot of reactions. And the poster was released by a Canadian filmmaker, and it did not go down well with many. But, ultimately, the organizer also had to issue an apology. And to understand this a little better, can you briefly tell us what exactly happened?
See, in Mahua's case, in Mahua Moitra's case, it all started at the India Today conclave, and where she was one of the panelists. And so the question directed to her was about, the TMC government's record on free speech. So the interviewer asked her about, the Kolkata police's FIR against Nupur Sharma, suspended BJP leader, BJP spokesperson Nupur Sharma over her comments on the Prophet.
Right.
And how it makes the TMC government's position on free speech shaky. So that is the context. So following which Mahua Moitra's response has triggered this controversy. The question in this case was not really about the poster, and not for once did she refer to the poster.
So, like you said, she did not mention anything about the poster, but ultimately it does point to that poster which was released by Canadian filmmaker, right?
Yeah, but then her point was, if you ask me about the West Bengal government's decision to book Nupur Sharma, and if you try and equate it with what the poster is trying to convey, that would be sort of a false equivalence, because she believes in Nupur Sharma's case, the BJP, the suspended leader, was trying to incite violence. But in the instant case, no such case is being made out. And I mean, that was her entire point. And then she went on to speak about how Hinduism has a lot of diversity, and we have we have uh, we have cases where, in certain cultures, in certain temples, Ma Kali is also offered meat as well as alcohol.
Right. That's what
Yeah,
she said in
which
this
may not go
interview.
down. Yeah, and she also added that it may not be the case in a place like, say, Uttar Pradesh or the Hindi heartland. It may not be acceptable at all.
Right, Saurav. And she also tweeted on 5th of July, I'll quote her, to all you Sanghis, lying will not make you better Hindus. I never bagged any film or poster or mentioned the word smoking.
Yes, in fact, as I told you, she did not refer to the poster at all, the controversial poster.
So
Yeah.
obviously, obviously, Mahua has made it clear that her interpretation of Kali, the interpretation of Kali is very different, right? And now, in today's copy, you mentioned how Moitra is now facing several FIRs. Clearly, the TMC has distanced itself now.
The TMC had distanced itself immediately after the controversy broke out. It put out a tweet where it did not just distance itself, it also condemned Mahua's comments. It was a clear signal from the party that they are not going to back Mahua on this issue. And they have also made it clear that all the FIRs against her, all the police cases she is facing, she will have to fight it again, herself. The party is not going to, provide her any legal support.
And you have also mentioned in your piece that how Mahua Moitra has been at the receiving end several times in the party. Can you speak to me more about that?
I wouldn't say several times, but over the last at least say a year and a half, as we mentioned in the copy, her star has been on the decline. She had a very stunning rise in the party within a decade. She was initially the MLA, then she was given the ticket to contest from the Krishnanagar constituency as a in the Krishnanagar Lok Sabha constituency, and she was elected. Following that, she made a very her first speech in the Lok Sabha. It made waves in the internet as well as in the overall it went viral. And later on, she was given other responsibilities. She was also made the in charge of Goa, where TMC was contesting. But in I think last December, so Mamata Banerjee holds this administrative review meetings in every district. In one of our meetings in Nadia district, and Mahua Moitra was sort of given a public dressing down, where Mamata Banerjee was basically she pulled her up over bickerings in the local unit over ticket distribution.
Right.
And many leaders of Nadia district, many TMC leaders of Nadia district have also complained about her way of functioning. And later, obviously, TMC did very poorly in the Goa elections, and she was removed from the position of Goa in charge.
Right. And you've also mentioned a very interesting thing towards the end of your copy,
Yeah.
which is like a speech that Mahua Moitra gave a couple of years back.
Yeah, so she was speaking, she was addressing a gathering of school students in Delhi.
Yeah.
And where she was invited to give a lecture, where she was charting her own political journey. So she started off as an investment banker with JP Morgan, and she had a flourishing career in New York and in the UK. And one fine day, she just decided to quit everything and come back and join public life as public representative. And so in that context, she mentioned how many people told her, Indian politics is sort of a minefield, and considering her family background is completely unrelated to politics. She doesn't have any godfather to say, so to say.
Right.
And so she might find herself in trouble someday. And yeah, which sounds
right.
prophetic. Yeah, as we speak.
Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah. No, yeah. No, some of it is sort of coming true.
Yeah, and now it seems that she has been left alone to defend herself all by herself. And on that note, Saurav, thank you so much for joining us and giving us all that details.